What is up, YouTube? Nick here, reporting live from his bedroom on a dreary Canberra day. So what I thought I'd do today was do a little bit of a recap of my weekend at round 1 of the Hi-Tec Drift Series. I was originally just going to put the footage up from my battle, but the commentators actually got me and Ben's names mixed up in the grade 8, so it's a little bit confusing, so I figured that I may as well just redub over it myself. Before I show you that though, we'll just go through my car specs quickly and have a look at my qualifying run. So I was running the car at about 210 kilowatts with the Tomei M7960 turbo. The diff was a 4.1 final gear with a Nismo 2-way. I was running TN Super Drift coilovers with 8k springs front and rear. I actually brought 6k springs with me to the event, but the track was so grippy that I actually left the 8s in because I needed to slide a little bit more. It has a stock front sway bar and a white line rear sway bar. The front knuckles are still stock at the moment as well. Tyre wise, I was using brand new Bridgestone RE003s at the front in a 215/4517, and at the back I was using various size Salins. I started off on some 215/17s, and as I got more comfortable with the car I moved up to 235/4018s, which is what I was using in my battle against Ben. So we'll start off by having a look at my second qualifying run, which was my high scoring run. Going flat out, entering in third. So you can see going through that right kink that I actually straightened up a little bit, which you're not supposed to do, but it did result in me getting much deeper through this corner than I had been in my first run and a lot of people had been all weekend, so it actually worked out pretty well. Now this twisty section was where I was sort of struggling all weekend because I couldn't keep the car in third the whole way around the track without it bogging down. But when I went down to second, it was hard to upshift smoothly into third. The car just kept missing gears, or I just kept missing gears. So I had to sort of drive more carefully through this section than I would have liked because I basically just ran out of revs in second and the car was on straight. You can see that I bumped up the curb a little bit on the inside, so you're supposed to be half a metre off that curb, so I definitely would have lost a lot of points for that because that's right in front of the judges. And then coming through the final corner, the car was working pretty well through there. I managed to get the end clip on this run, pretty much all of my runs, which I actually attribute to running the stock knuckles, as that sort of makes the car want to rotate a little bit more rather than you just drive where the knuckles are pointing. It rotates around the corner, if that makes sense. So stock knuckles isn't always a disadvantage. Alright, we'll move on to the battle against Ben now. Obviously I'm in the ugly duckling white Seal 80, whereas Ben's in the very pretty pink Team Blast Vision Auto Club Ikari 180. Alright, so straight away you can see when I go to second I pull a massive gap on Ben. Now that's actually because he missed second gear because his clutch pedal bracket was broken, so it actually failed completely in his following battle and yeah, it had to be repaired, so that's why he missed gear. So obviously I'm off to a big advantage already. Flat out in third like I usually do. Now here's where I stuffed up. As I transitioned to the right for the main corner, I put on way too much angle, had to pull some angle out of it and just went way too shallow through the main corner, bumping up the curb on the inside. Luckily I had enough speed to still keep it going and get the outer clip. The rest of the run was pretty good. Obviously Ben's pretty far behind because of that misshift, but I'm pretty confident he would have been on my door if it wasn't for that. Chase run, so I'm reasonably close behind. Ben's lead line is better than mine, he's getting further out, looks more fluid, no bumping over the curbs. I'm quite close behind though, but as we go into this tight corner, I straighten off behind him. After that, it's all pretty much over. Once you straighten like that, that's almost a zero out, so obviously the judges went with Ben on that one. So I actually have the onboard footage from that battle as well, so we'll go through that and do a bit of a deeper analysis. So I enter in third as I usually do, but when I transition through here I put on way more angle than I meant to, and then I have to wind it back out so that I actually have the speed to get to the corner. So it doesn't really look like it from the onboard video, but when I was driving it actually felt like the steering wheel almost ripped out of my hands. So I'm going to be changing the steering wheel to a normal one rather than this hard plastic thing, because I have had a bit of problems holding on to it in a few circumstances, usually when I'm bouncing over curves, but still. Coming a bit through shallow here, still managed to make it to the outside clip at the end of the corner quite nicely, in second gear as usual. Left a bit of a gap on the inside there, so that was quite nice. And coming through the final corner, decent angle, reasonably close to the inside clip, so not a bad lead run, but the mistake going into the main corner was not ideal. Alright, chase run now. Okay, I entered a little bit too early probably behind Ben. I should have waited until he entered, so I'm pretty far back at this point. Big front wheel lock up. His lead run and the line through there is really nice, but I'm pretty close to him out of the corner. But coming through this inside bit, I don't even know what happens. I just straighten for no reason. I get back on top of it pretty quickly, but unfortunately the damage is done, especially as that straighten would have been right in front of where the judges were sitting. So after looking through the footage, I can't really see why I straightened like that. The commentators were suggesting it's because Ben was too far forwards on the inner clip with his bumper over the curb, but I don't really think that affected what I was doing behind him, and most of the people I followed in practice were taking a similar line anyway. I have noticed recently that I've been having a big problem locking front brakes with whatever brake pads this car has, EBC green stuff from memory. So I'm wondering if possibly I touched the brake pedal and the front just locked up and made the car sort of wash out and straighten, but I can't see in the video what my legs were doing, so we'll never know. Anyway, that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed this little explanation thing, let me know and I'll try to do a better one for round 2 at Tail and Bend. Thanks for watching.